Coast to coast, 45,000 Texaco dealers welcome you to the Texaco Star Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, Jimmy Wallington speaking. And once again, Texaco's radio trademark, the famous fire chief siren and bell, swing wide the doors of the Texaco Star Theater. Another merry hour with John Barrymore as master of ceremonies, with Charlie Ruggles and Una Merkel, Jane Froman and Kenny Baker, David Brookman's orchestra and his Texaco chorus, and as a special treat, Herbert Marshall with Andrea Leeds in a Max Reinhardt radio production. Yes, and present, of course, the cheerless chap with a chip on his shoulder, that sorrowful sphinx, Ned Sparks. And now, ladies and gentlemen, a flashing smile, a classic profile, a famous voice, John Barrymore.
Thank you, James. Now, would you mind introducing the rest of me?
Oh, you're not satisfied, eh? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, some people give you a headache. Some people give you a pain in the neck. But I give you John Barrymore.
James, that was quite a build-up. And I don't know whether to thank you or slug you.
Well, which is it going to be?
How much do you weigh?
190.
Thank you, James Wallington. That was an excellent introduction. It reminds me of the WCLA football team.
You mean the UCLA football team? What do you mean by that?
Oh, what a terrible line.
Yeah. I see. Well, anyway, I'm glad to hear that you're interested in football, John. You see, I have a brother who spends all his time with football players.
Yeah?
He cleaned up a fortune this year.
Doing what?
Smuggling Irishmen into Notre Dame.
Ah, the Fighting Irish. I love them. Makalowitsky, Raskovich, Lebrinanovsky. I've saved all the programs of the Notre Dame games. I hang them up on the wall of my study.
You do? Why?
I use them as eye tests.
Say, John, did you ever play football yourself?
Why, you should see my sweater. I went to Pimento University.
Good old P.U.
I don't like to brag, but I was captain of my school team for 7 years, with options.
Really? Well, I had no idea you were that good.
Good? My dear fella. I used to take the ball on every play.
Did he?
What a beautiful sight it was to see me streaking down the field ahead of my blockers.
Ahead of your blockers? Wasn't that a little unusual?
Not at all, James. Can you imagine a play without a Barrymore in the lead?
Good old P.U.
I don't get it.
Hello, John. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello there, Una.
Well, if it isn't Una, the all-American girl. James and I were just having a little bit of a gabfest on the subject of football, Una. I don't suppose that'd interest you.
Oh, yes, it would, John. I come from a family of famous football players myself.
Oh, now, Una, you're not going to tell me your little brother was all-American at the age of 3.
No, but I had an uncle who kicked off at the age of 98.
There we go.
Oh, yes, but you should see my cousin Morton. He's Southern Tech's best lineman because he's double-jointed.
What's being double-jointed got to do with football?
He's the only man in college who can run around his own end.
He must be quite a kid in a rumble seat.
Yes. He is, John. Oh, but the best player in my family is my father. He plays quarterback for Boys Town.
Now, Una, not Boys Town.
Oh, yes, sir. He crossed the goal line 15 times in their last game.
Why, that's marvelous.
Yes. If he keeps it up in the next game, they're going to let him carry the ball.
He should make all Mattawan next year. Speaking of stars, you could see my cousin, Butch Barrymore, play soccer.
Soccer? What's that?
It's a game between two sides. The players exchange signals, and then they start kicking shins.
Oh, you mean bridge.
I was vulnerable that time.
John, you know something, though? You should see my cousin Essie. Now, there's a football player for you.
Essie?
Mm-hmm.
I bet she's good.
Oh, she must be. Haven't you seen the papers?
What do they say?
Essie is playing Duke in the Rose Bowl.
Essie's playing Duke in the Rose Bowl. Will you please keep women out of football?
Oh, it's too late for that, John. We've already got 2 teams of 22 women on the field.
Sounds like a coffee clutch with cleats. How does the game start?
Well, Robert Taylor's the referee, and the 2 teams line up before the game and flip a coin.
Oh, they toss for sides?
No, for Taylor. Well, I gotta be going now, John.
Not to detain you, my dear, but where?
Well, I ought to join my new team. It's called the All-Americals. Made up of young brides in the backfield and mothers-in-laws on the line.
Why the mothers-in-law? Are they good tacklers?
No, but you can't beat them for interference. Wow!
And now that it's pre-Christmas time, I'll make this announcement in rhyme. The next one we bring is a handsome young thing, a devil with women.
That's I'm.
Our drugstore Casanova, one date Kenny Baker, steps out with the girlfriend of the whirling derby. Whoa!
One fine day I chanced to stray on a little side street in old Bombay and met a sentimental Oriental. She saw me and I saw she had a manner too bold and much too free. Her eyes were positively detrimental. When I asked about this gay coquette, I discovered much to my regret. She's the girlfriend of the whirling dervies. She's the sweetest one he's found. But every night in the mellow moonlight, when he's out dervishing with all his might, she gives him the runaround. All the boyfriends of the whirling dervish are his best friends to his face. But there's no doubt when he isn't about, they all come hurrying to take her out. She leads him a dizzy pace. He dreams of a Hindu honeymoon. He doesn't dream that every night when he goes out to make another scoopy, she steps out to make a lot of whoopee. Yeah, woohoo! The love song of the whirling dervies has a sweet and tender sound. But will he burn if he ever should learn that while he's doing her a real good turn, she gives him the run around?
Well, Kenneth, my lad, you gave the gal friend quite a whirl.
I'm glad you liked it, Mr. Barrymore.
You know, I wouldn't mind having a spin with her myself.
Well, if you're going for an auto ride, John.
I wasn't, but proceed.
Now that they are here, in the showrooms, actually on the road, you know that what Detroit has been saying all along about the new cars is true. They are beauties. Smarter, higher powered, quieter than ever. They're thrilling to look at and a real joy to drive. But there's one thing you must not forget about these new style cars. Their brilliant road performance is the result of improved engineering. Engine parts fit with greater precision. And this means that the thin film of oil on cylinder walls and pistons must withstand higher temperatures for a longer time. And under these new conditions, you need a new style oil. An oil that has greater heat-resisting qualities. That's why Texaco engineers produced a revolutionary new style oil for the new style cars. Insulated Haviland. And at the same time, they made a better, more efficient lubricant for any car, old or new. In our laboratories, we have proved that this new insulated Haviland stands up under greater heat than ever before. that Haviland ignores cold weather. It flows freely at lowest temperatures. Insulated Haviland has been checked and approved on the proving grounds. Bring your crankcase up to season as well as up to date with the new insulated Haviland. You can't get a better oil at any price, at any season, for cars old or new. So stop at your neighborhood Texaco dealer.
Come now, throbbing strings and strumming balalaikas to herald the sweeping rhythms of two guitars. A brilliant new arrangement by David Bruckman. Maestro, that's the brightest note we've had from Russia in years.
Yeah, I think so, too. Hello, kiddies. Hello, everybody. Hello, John. Hello. Lovely evening. Hello, everybody. Nobody says hello to me. What's the matter with this place? Oh, thank you.
You seem very gay, Charles.
Well, I have every reason to be, John. I've just got rid of that man again.
Oh, you mean that thumb in your soup, Emerson?
Yeah, that's the fella.
The chap who's been trying to sell you something every week?
Yeah, that's right. What do you think he's got on the fire now?
I can't imagine.
Well, he wants me to take a course on how to influence friends and make people in 200 easy lessons. Yeah, and 3 hard ones, but I got rid of him. Can't fool me.
Rago!
Yeah, oh, who's that? That sounds like Emerson.
Looks like Emerson.
My gosh, it is Emerson.
Pardon me, I've got to go enamel my bathtub.
Hey, John, wait a minute, John. I think I left a ring in it. I'll go with you.
Wait a minute. You can't leave now, Mr. Ruggles.
Oh, I can't? Well, I don't know. It would be fun trying, you know.
Now, I'm here to represent that persistent peddler of persuasive personality, Dr. Waldo Gladhand.
Oh, me.
Oh, my.
Diminutive fry.
Mr. Ruggles, if a man came to you with something that would bring sunshine into your soul, something that would fill you with a warm, friendly feeling toward the whole world, what would you give?
I never pay more than $2 a quart.
No, I'm talking about personality.
Oh.
Making friends and influencing people.
I see.
Give Dr. Gladhand's system 1 hour a week and your home soon will be filled with friends.
My home soon will be filled with friends. That's nice. That's a nice idea, but what'll I do with my relatives?
You can make them your friends, too.
No, I don't think they'd stand for that. No, I don't think so.
Look, Mr. Ruggles, a friend is always an asset. When things look blackest, when you're down and out, you haven't even money enough for the rent, who's the first to come to you?
Yeah, the landlord.
No, it's a friend. The greatest men are the ones who know how to make friends. And how do they do it?
Well, I imagine they just pull up a fireside and chat, you know. Silly wheeze, I thought.
You want to make friends. You want people to like you, don't you?
Well, if people don't, who else is there?
You don't understand. You need Dr. Gladhand's system. He'll give you his winning smile, his confident chin, his eyes that sparkle with assurance.
Wouldn't that leave him looking rather vacant?
Mr. Ruggles, you're taking the wrong attitude.
Oh.
I came here to help you. I want to do something for you.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yes, I want you for a friend.
Oh, good, good. Is she a blonde?
No.
Well, then she's a brunette, huh? I like them, too, you know.
No, she's not anything.
Now, wait. Now, that's no way to talk to a woman or about a woman.
I'm not talking about a woman.
Yeah, oh, then it's a man, huh?
No.
My friend, I think you've talked yourself into a bad spot here.
Let's get this straight. Now, look, Mr. Ruggles,
Yeah.
you're a sensible man.
Yeah, well, that makes one of us here anyway, doesn't it, huh?
Ruggles, that last remark breaches the first rule of making friends. You can't move in the best circles without good manners.
No, well, breeches are pretty important, too, I think.
All right, forget the breeches.
What? And catch insidious pneumonia?
You're impossible. Good manners are the very essence of social contact.
Oh, that's pretty fish. You don't say.
Now, suppose you're in the subway.
Yeah?
You're standing next to a woman.
Uh-huh.
There's a vacant seat in the car. What do?
I point it out to the lady.
Then what do?
I race her for it.
Mr. Ruggles, all I ask is that you try our system. And in 6 months, we'll build you a brand new personality, modeled to your own particular ego.
Oh, that's good. When do I come in for a fitting, huh?
No. Personality is what makes for success.
Oh.
Let's say, for instance, there's a job open in a big firm.
In a big firm?
Yeah, it's an important, influential position.
Yeah.
Now, who gets that job?
But who gets it?
Yes, who always gets it?
Well, the fellow who marries the boss's daughter.
No, it's the fellow with personality, the fellow who makes friends.
Well, this fellow I'm thinking of made friends with the boss's daughter. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, all right. Let's say the boss doesn't have a daughter. Then who gets the job?
Yeah, his son.
He doesn't have a son either.
Now, look, you're getting into that spot again now, Dave.
Come on now, Ruggles. Who gets the job?
Yeah, is that job still open?
Yes, and it's still an important position. Now, who gets it?
Well, how much does it pay?
It doesn't pay anything. It's an imaginary job.
Yeah, well, then who wants it?
Who wants it? Mr. Ruggles, I'm a patient man, but I can stand just so much. 1 more minute and I'll explode. You hear me? 1 more minute.
Well, all right. Give me your watch and I'll time you. Now, let's see how we go. All right. 5, 10, 15, 20.
25, 30, 30. Oh, that does it.
Yeah, 35, 40.
I give up.
45, 50. Last one out is a sissy.
This is the end.
Charlie, what happened? Where's Emerson?
What's that?
Where's Emerson?
Yeah, he just blew out of here.
Say, John, I want to show you something cute. I just pasted these new pictures of my baby in the family album.
Why, Jimmy, he's got your eyes, your hair, and your mouth.
Like father, like son. But most amazing of all, you know, the doctor tells me he's got the intelligence of a 10-year-old.
Like father, like son. It's in again. The face that's holding back television.
He's so low he could play cards with a worm.
All right, Wallington, you shuffle.
Oh, well. From now on, as winter progresses, a great many of you motorists are going to find it harder and harder to get your car started, especially after it has been standing a long time in the cold.
I challenge that.
Do you mean to tell me that it's not getting cold? Why, during the last few days, I've been chilled to the bone.
Why don't you put your hat on?
Regardless of how much or how little gasoline you have in the tank, you must depend on only the few ounces of gasoline you have in the carburetor to get started.
I challenge that.
Now listen here, Sparks. One more interruption and I'll give you a piece of my mind.
I wouldn't take your last piece.
Now listen, Sparks. You can heckle my speech, but when you talk about my head, you're touching a soft spot.
You're not kidding.
Here, I'll tell you what you do. You look at the pictures in my family album. Maybe that'll keep you quiet.
I doubt it.
I do, too, but go ahead, look at them anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, unless you use a gasoline that's especially made for winter, a gasoline that vaporizes instantly and completely, your engine won't fire readily. It won't turn over quickly.
Hey, Alfideldo.
So it's you again. Well, what do you think of the pictures in my family album?
The pictures are all right, but they forgot to print the jokes onto them.
You can't talk that way about my family. I'll have you know that I come from a long line of distinguished people.
I challenge that.
You do, huh? Well, if you don't believe me, you can look up my family tree.
What, and get hit with a coconut?
Never mind. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we say, try Fire Chief, the emergency duty gasoline. Fire Chief starts fast, it's responsive, takes the first spark, and gets you under full power in no time at all.
Hey, Alfred Aldo, who is this animated X-ray?
That's my Uncle Philip. I'll have you know that he was a member of the Senate.
He looks like a taster in a glue factory.
How dare you say anything like that? I'll have you know that he was a West Pointer.
Looks more like an Irish setter.
Give me that album. Give me that album right
now.
Fire Chief vaporizes quickly, breathes instant life into your cold engine, and gives you the same quick starts and fast getaways demanded for fire engines and ambulances.
Hey, Wallington.
What is it now?
Who's the old babe in the sunsuit?
It so happens that is Lottie Wallington, the most famous ballerina of the century. Yeah, but this is an old picture of her. Since then, she's had her face lifted.
Some guys would steal anything.
Give me that album.
I won't. I'm having too much fun.
Ladies and gentlemen, this winter, follow the lead of shrewd cold weather drivers and switch to Fire Chief like the thousands who have used it since it was first brought out. For quicker winter starts, next time remember to try a Texaco dealer.
Say, Wallington.
Will you give me back that album?
What's this?
This happens to be me at the age of 3.
Must have kept your mother awfully busy.
What must have kept her busy?
Buying you back from the dog catcher.
Will you give me back that album? I want to lock it up.
Lock it up? Why, you numbskull, you could make a fortune with this book.
How?
Put a tent over it and charge admission.
In a few seconds, we return you to the Texaco Star Theater with John Barrymore, Una Merkel, Ned Sparks, Charlie Ruggles, Jane Froman, and Kenny Baker, and a Max Reinhardt production starring Herbert Marshall and Andrea Lee. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, here we are, back at the Texaco Star Theater. And full into the spotlight steps Kenny Baker. Kenny, my lad, what maketh with thee now?
A lovely number called Estrada. Estrada, oh my my guiding star, there in your home afar, through the night, silvery light from you will shine, eyes of heaven gently looking down and twinkling into mine. Estrada, oh my Estrada. Each night I watch for you, and you are watching too. And I know where I may go if wandering stray. You will ever be my beacon light to lead me on my way. Oh, shine on tonight in your palace above. silvery light leads me on to love. At your call, as like a bird I'd willing fly. Estreta, if your love should stray, then I would pray to die.
And now, the Reinhardt feature of our Texaco Star Theater. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Adolphe Monjou, who was to have been with us tonight, is confined to his home with an attack of laryngitis. But coming to our aid, a charming actor, Mr. Herbert Marshall, has generously agreed to appear for him. And we present Mr. Marshall with Miss Andrea Leeds in an original play by Ashmead Scott, a behind-the-scenes drama of New York's Gay White Way.
Broadway, blazing with a million lights, and every one of them might tell a story. Our play tonight is called Lend Me Your Eyes, with an original musical score by our own David Brookman. Andrea Leeds plays the part of Martha, the simple, unaffected country girl who comes to visit her cousin Cynthia Brandon, exotic star of the new Bruce Mannering Revue. Herbert Marshall is Bruce Mannering, famous producer and dilettante. His latest show is but a few days old. And what do the critics say?
Bruce Mannering has ceased to surprise us with his uncanny knack of producing hit shows. His latest, The Rainbow Review, is more magnificent, more sumptuous than any before.
On your must list, it's Sacco. That Rainbow Review has sure got a pot of gold at the end of it.
What does the public say?
Bruce Mannering's got another hit.
Great show. Great show, all
Mannering
right.
has a new star.
He's a wizard.
I say, Paul, have you caught Bruce Mannering's new show?
I never saw the show. All I saw was that new dancer, Cynthia Brandon. What a beauty. Wow.
What certain blonde dancer, seen so often with what famous producer, has landed her man? Mr. or Mrs. America, you can begin listening for that Mendelssohn tune.
Oh, Cynthia, it's just too wonderful. To think you're the star of a big Broadway show. Everyone at home is talking about you.
Oh, Martha, please don't flutter about so.
Oh, of course, we knew you'd be a great success, Cynthia.
Yes, of course.
Remember when you danced at the church social?
Oh, must I?
Oh, I know it wasn't anything like this. Your name in lights, your picture in the papers.
You get used to that.
And you're engaged to Bruce Mannering. Are you engaged to him, Cynthia?
Oh, don't be like everyone else, my dear.
Oh, it must be wonderful to know him that well. To be so close to him. He's so marvelous. The things he's done. He's not just a producer. He's a dreamer.
Don't be a schoolgirl, Martha.
Oh, I'm sorry. When am I going to meet him, Cynthia?
Well, of course you realize that men like Bruce Mannering are different from the people you've known. They like sophisticated things. Oh, look at your hair. Still wear your hair in that wild sort of way, don't you?
Maybe I could put it up, like yours.
No, mine's imitated enough, Martha. Of course, you'll need some facials. I have a good woman for that. Oh, don't know what she'll do about your heavy eyebrows.
Well,
your clothes. I guess we'll have to hide you away for a few days and do you over before Bruce sets eyes on you.
Is he coming today?
Should be here any minute. I think he's... Oh. Hello? Oh, hello, Ada. We're just waiting to... What? No. Oh, that's awful.
What's the matter, Cynthia?
How bad is it, Ada? No. No, not Bruce.
Bruce.
Yes. Yes, Ada, of course I'll go right over.
What's happened?
Oh, it's Bruce. He stepped off the curb. A taxi hit him.
He's hurt. Badly.
I don't know. They can't tell yet. It's a concussion. They won't know for a week.
All right, Doctor. Give me the truth.
I'm sorry, Mr. Mannering.
Then, now I'm blind. I'll never see anything ever again.
I can't promise that you will. When the nerve centers are affected, the nerves of sight, naturally, of course, we can...
Naturally. You make it sound so very reasonable, Doctor. A blow on the head, a shock to the brain. And naturally, a man can't
can't see after that. But do you know what that means, Doctor? Do you know what it means to be blind?
We'll do what we can, Mr. Mannering. For the present, you need quiet.
Quiet. And darkness. Black nothingness where there was light and color. Confound you, why didn't you let me die? Why didn't you let me die? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
1 week.
2 weeks.
3 weeks.
4 weeks.
Dark.
A stallion to the blonde dancer who's been two-timing the man who discovered her. Now that he's lost his sight, she's been burning up the hot spots with others while her former heartbeat sits home alone in the dark.
Oh, turn that off, Martha.
It's off, Cynthia.
Even in my own apartment, I have to listen to that gossip.
Alone in the dark.
Well, I can't help it. Oh, you don't know what it's like being with him now. He won't talk anymore. He just sits there staring at nothing. Not the worst. It's when he touches my face. Ooh, I can't stand his fingers creeping across my face.
It's the only way he can see your face now.
Well, I don't care. Why should I give up my career? Bruce is through. He's finished in show business. Now I have to look after myself. I'm going away. I'm going to Hollywood.
And what about him?
What about him? What do I care about him? You're so worried. Why don't you go and sit with him?
Maybe I will, Cynthia. Maybe I will. Put Mr. Mannering's coffee right here, Ada.
Yes, miss.
That's right. Is it just it's by your right hand, Mr. Mannering?
Thank you, Martha.
Your cigarettes are just to the left of the coffee. Anything else you'd like?
Nothing, thank you.
You may go, Ada.
Yes, Miss Ma'am.
Are you sure there isn't anything else, Mr. Mannering?
Nothing?
Shall I talk?
If you wish.
I could read to you.
You're very kind, Martha. I don't happen to want kindness.
Please.
I just want to see again.
Maybe you will someday.
No, it's hopeless.
Oh, couldn't I help? Couldn't I see some things for you?
What could you see for me? You with your eyes. Don't you know that most people are really blind? How much do they see of the world around them? Salt tears on a crust of bread. The poetry in a woman's walk. The heroic story in a poor man's face.
Go on.
A butterfly's wing against the sun. The fragile beauty of a dancer in motion.
Why can't we see those things?
Because you have no understanding.
But you could teach me to understand. I'd try very hard to learn.
Would you? Listen then. I want to see Cynthia. Describe her to me.
Cynthia? But you know her so well. I'd be clumsy.
Your own face, then. I've never seen that.
Oh, I can't.
You see, you can't describe anything.
But it isn't a very interesting face.
Nonsense. There's no such thing as an uninteresting face. You just haven't learned to see clearly. Next time you look into a mirror, don't look for good points. Look for strange ones. The things that make your face your own, different from all others. Every face in the world is fascinating. We rarely see it. But don't look for beauty first. Look for facts. That's just the ABC of it. You want to go on?
Oh, yes. Please.
My dear girl, you're crying.
Oh, no. No, I'm not.
You are. Stop it. Something's getting into the room.
It's your cat. The Siamese.
Good. Good. Just in time for our first lesson. You want to see, do you? By all that's holy, I'll teach you. We'll start kindergarten style. You ready?
Ready.
Tell me what you see.
I see a cat.
Color.
Its color is gray.
What?
No, not gray. Smoke color.
What kind of smoke?
Well, like the smoke that comes when you're burning up the leaves that fell last fall. A browny kind of smoke. The theater is full, Mr. Mannering. Not an empty seat. One of your opening nights. The kind of brilliant premiere I've always read about.
Go on. Go on, Martha. How about the audience?
A sea of faces all turned toward the stage. Your stage.
Give me your hand. Now tell me.
The lights dim. The curtain sweeps up. The scene has begun. The stage is almost dark, and yet it shines with a misty blue that is alive and growing. Now I see the shapes of trees. A darker blue against the sky. It is the sky, very deep and far away.
It was like that, yes.
There are girls beneath the trees, swaying with the music. They're waiting for someone.
Yes?
He's coming now.
How do you know?
You always know when someone you love is coming. The light changes for you, just as your light on the stage is changing now. It's a light like dawn behind the trees. And now, a shaft of light stabs out of the darkness. He's here.
Is she waiting?
Just as you planned it. Now there's another light, like a pearl. And she's dancing, floating into it.
That was to have been Cynthia's dance.
They found each other. They move together like one person. All the light is growing brighter. They move off up a path toward the light, into the light, and the brightness closes around them as the curtain falls. Oh, Bruce, it was a lovely play.
We've stopped.
Red light. We're at Times Square. Cigarette?
Thanks.
There's a gilt chair out on the balcony of the Astor.
Must be a convention.
Light for your cigarette.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Crowds of people are crossing the street. They all move as though they were on a belt.
Go on.
The lights are all moving, too. It must be against the law to have a light in Times Square that doesn't move or blink or flash. Neons. Not quite orange or red or green or blue. Remember our lesson on neon colors?
Of course.
And everything's terribly gay, except the faces of the people. They look as though, well, as though they had all forgotten something terribly important. Something way uptown at 125th Street. And they all had to hurry right up there to remember it. Bruce, you laughed. You really laughed. Why, you have a nice laugh.
Thank you, Martha. And you, let's see, you have a nice voice.
Thank you, sir. Happy.
Quite. And you?
So happy. Ah, green light. Here we go.
Yes, but not home. I'm not taking you home, young lady. I want to go places with you. I want to go places and see things.
They're playing your music, Bruce. They play it everywhere.
My place, isn't it, Martha?
Oh, yes.
Now tell me, who's here?
Well, the biggest man in sight is big all over. Nice big face, jolly big chin, big bushy eyebrows, and a big lower lip that ought to have a cigar on it. A nice man. He could make you laugh with him or be very tender.
Got him. The gentleman from Paducah, Irvin S. Cobb.
Right. Another one. A roly-poly man with dark, twinkling eyes behind big glasses. Santa Claus without a beard. Eating crepe Suzette with an intimacy that smacks of irreverence. And smacking his lips, too.
Yes. And tomorrow Mr. Wolcott will tell the Algonquin crowd that he saw us here. You know, Martha, it's amazing the way you've learned to see beneath the surface of things.
Fishing for a favor, sir?
If the whole truth were to be told, I am. Oh, would you mind reading this letter for me again?
One of Cynthia's?
Her last. 3 weeks old now. I had Ada read it to me this morning, but somehow it sounded so empty.
Empty?
Oh, the words were all there, but it was all wrong. Now, when you read her letters, they're warm and alive. The way Ada read it, my very dear Bruce, it was as though Cynthia were writing to a total stranger. You'll read it for me now, won't you?
Of course. My very dear Bruce, it's been some time since I wrote you, but I've been so busy.
Martha! Martha!
Oh, he's calling you, Miss Martha. He knows Miss Cynthia's letter came this morning, and he wants you to read it to him.
I can't, Ada. I can't read him this.
But why not?
She's not coming home to him, Ada, ever.
What?
Cynthia's marrying her leading man, staying out there in Hollywood.
Oh, but she can't do that. Why, he worships her, Miss Martha. It'll be the death of him.
Oh, he was so gay last night, after all those terrible weeks. He even laughed, Ada. I can't spoil everything for him now.
But he knows her letter came this morning.
I won't have him hurt like this.
Martha!
Oh, he's calling, Miss.
Martha!
Yes, Bruce, I'm coming.
What are you going to do, Miss Martha?
Oh, I don't know, Ada. But he's not going to be hurt. I want you to know, Bruce, darling, however far apart we've been, I was never closer to you than I am at this moment.
Go on, Martha.
In just a little while, I'll be coming home. But I've never been away, really. My heart has been where it will always be, with you.
Is that all, Martha?
No, there's some more. And each day, I say a prayer of thanks for having you, for loving you, for all the things I never would have known if you had not taught me how to see.
Oh, that's beautiful, isn't it? Won't you read that last part again?
Well, yes, of course. For having you, for loving you, for all the things I never would have known.
No. You read it differently that
Did
time.
I must have...
Oh, it doesn't matter. It's the thought that counts.
Yes, of course.
She loves me. She wouldn't write me things like that unless she did. She loves me, Martha.
Oh, yes, I'm sure she does. I don't think any girl could say such things unless she loved you very much.
Martha.
Yes, Bruce?
If a man is in love with a girl, and he's sure she loves him, he ought to do something about it, don't you think?
Well, I...
Even if he's blind.
You blind? Oh, my...
Martha, I've got to write to her.
No, don't write.
I've got to, Martha. There are things I've got to say.
Please, Bruce, you mustn't.
Nonsense. Hurry now. Pen and paper. Come now. You ready to write?
I'm ready.
Very well. Take this. My darling, I received your letter, and I have never been so deeply touched in all my life. Are you getting that, Martha?
Yes.
For a long time, I have loved you above everything in life, and have waited only until this moment to ask you to marry me. Will you be my wife? As you have been my eyes. Will you, Martha, darling?
Martha? No. You mean...
I mean Martha.
Oh, but how? Why?
Because you are, Martha. Because you are all things good and beautiful. Because from you, I have learned to see things in a new way. Things that are finer than anything I'd ever hoped for. Anything I'd ever dreamed.
Oh, Bruce. Bruce, darling. You do love me?
With all my heart. That was the most wonderful thing you taught me how to see.
You've just heard Herbert Marshall and Andrea Leeds in a Max Reinhardt radio production. And an extraordinarily beautiful performance it was. Andrea, Herbert, may I add my bravos.
Thank you, John. By the way, who's going to be in your Reinhardt production next week?
Bart, next week, a distinguished actor, a great romantic hero, a magnetic personality, and a gigantic wit. Who is it? Why, it's John Barrymore. Oh, goody, what a thrill.
Are we happy? Oh, that's wonderful.
Marvelous, John, marvelous. Isn't it, Andrea?
Yes, Bart. It's the first time I've ever seen a dummy without a ventriloquist.
A glamorous voice, a gentle melody, and a wistful sentiment. Jane Froman sings My Own.
Through the years constantly, I've had one idea, and I've been pretending it would soon be real. Now that you're close to me, I can plainly see you're my happy ending, my reality. Call you my own. Let me make you a part of the song in my heart. Oh, Lord, I'm just living in vain. Everything that I do is depending on you. Show me a sign but one desire, just to call you my own.
Gad, Jane, that was an ecstatic bit of coloratura. Would that I could sing as well.
Or would that you don't try.
Would that be Herbert Marshall?
It certainly would.
Joke over. You know, Bart, if I were sure that you wouldn't take me too literally, I might be moved to say that your performance tonight was not unbearable.
Now, don't strain yourself, John. As a matter of fact, you've never seen a marshal rarely give.
So your tailor was telling me. But if you're talking about real histrionics, you should have seen me in the jest. The first night, the audience gave me 15 curtain calls.
Yes, I hear you took 6 pounds on hisses alone. But it takes more than ham acting to do what I did. To do what I did, well...
I'm not going to ask.
Just the same, I once saved the whole farm area of the Middle West by playing Hamlet during a dry spell.
All right. How?
The audience cried so hard it irrigated the land for 20 miles around.
Yes, I heard you were quite a washout, but... Pish, tush, and piffle to such pallid exploits, why, my dear fella. When my last picture played at Grauman's Chinese, the theater was so flooded with tears that even the footprints were wearing galoshes.
Yeah, it's too bad. Too bad that picture was made as a comedy.
Are you casting asperge de volaille on my talent? Because that's very painful. I'll have you understand, acting is in my blood.
Anemic, eh?
Hi, kiddies. Is this just private lying, or can anyone get in here?
Charles.
Charles is the name, not Cheryl.
Charles!
Oh.
Do you presume to claim membership in our honored guild?
Well, I don't know. The public seems to think so. Just look at what Jimmy Fiddler says about me.
Clippings.
Yeah. No, that was a lot of venom in that there, Bart. I don't know. And well, listen to this clipping here. He says here, Jimmy Fiddler says about me, he says, heard Charlie Ruggles on the air for the first time last week. And let me tell you, folks, he certainly is a flip comedian. Oh, that Jimmy Fiddler. Look at the way he spells flip. F-L-O-P.
Oh, hello. Hello, fellow actors.
Fellow actors, another braggart in our midst.
Oh, no, I'm not bragging. If I bragged, we wouldn't have time to do my play.
Please, Una, not another play!
Yes, sir. It's a hillbilly drama, and it's called The Barrymores and the Marshalls, or Back Home Among the Hills. Now, John, you'll play the part of old Pappy Barrymore, who's always a feuding with the Marshalls. I will be the beautiful hillbilly girl.
Where do you come in?
I'll be coming around the mountain when I come. There are 2 leads in this play.
Am I going to be in it, Una?
Why, of course you are, Charlie. Which one of the leads would you like to have?
Andrea wouldn't be bad.
Maybe we just better start right off. Our scene is a little cabin back in the hills. It is the home of the Barrymores, sworn enemies of the Marshalls. There are 10 Barrymores in the clan. There are 8 Barrymores. As our play begins, we find Pappy Barrymore asleep on the floor, his feet resting comfortably in the fireplace. Music, David.
Hey, Pappy, wake up, Pappy.
Didn't I tell you never to wake me up during November?
But, Pa, you got your feet in the fireplace.
Well, poke 'em up a bit, son. The room's getting cold. Hey, Eve.
Yeah?
Did I just see you with a piece of soap in your hand?
Yeah, Pa. I'm taking it over to Grandpa Hezzy.
Why?
He's got the hiccups, and I want to scare him.
Okay, but don't bother me no more. I'm going back to sleep.
What time you aiming to get up, Pa?
Set the calendar for January. Now, wait a minute, Papa. You can't go back to sleep. This is my wedding day. Oh, so you're gonna get hitched, huh?
What's the idea?
Well, all the boys is getting married, Pappy. Even old Sam Hawkins up and done it.
Well, drat my britches, do tell. What got into old Sam, anyway?
A buckshot, I think.
Buckshot! Yes. Say, son.
Yeah?
What gal are you aiming to take on?
Well, I met her yesterday, Pappy. She's a rip-snorting little filly if I ever seen one. Took her right off in Slim Marshall.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, I hear tell that when she puts her mind to it, she can count clear up to 10.
Now, look here, son. I don't want none of them society dames around here.
Well, wait till you see her, Pappy. She's the prettiest little thing.
Hand me my gun quick, Eve.
Yeah, why? What's the fuss, Pappy?
Look over there around the bend. There's a coyote sneaking up on us.
Yeah, that ain't no coyote. That's my bride, Pappy.
I gotta hear it talk first.
Oh, gosh, just imagine if she was wearing shoes.
Hello, Eve.
Hello.
Nice hound dog you got there.
No, that ain't no dog. That's Pappy.
Yeah? Well, I gotta hear it talk first. Hey, Eve, ain't you gonna kiss your bride?
You hold on, gal. I'm a-coming at you. Woo! Holy smoke, boy, you sure got hot lips.
Doggone, I forgot to take the pipe out of my mouth.
Stand back, you Barrymore. Stealing my gal, eh?
It's Slim Marshall, Eve. You better duck.
Yeah, don't worry, Pappy. I'll get him with my sawed-off shotgun. Yeah, doggone, this thing won't work.
What's the matter, Eve?
I must have sawed off the wrong end.
Come on, gal. Come back to your old Slim Marshall.
Why should I?
I'm a good provider. I've got 50 acres of squatting land.
Well, what good is it with all that cactus?
You lay off that gal, Slim Marshall. Yes, sir. An English hillbilly. Now, let's go. Oh, yeah, you certainly do travel there, Bart. Oh, yes, sir, you lay off that gal, Slim Marshall, or I'll knock your ears down so far you won't be able to hear nothing but footsteps.
Oh, yeah? I'll fill you so full of lead you'll have to shave with a pencil sharpener.
Yeah, well, I'm a-waiting. Missed me.
Oh, yeah? Let's see you blow your nose.
Yeah, that must be the Justice of the Peace, Pappy. He's coming here to do the hitching.
Come in, Your Honor. Ready for the marrying?
Is this the scene of the crime? Where are the turtle doves?
Well, you see, it's this way. These two fellas want to get married.
Didn't even know they were going steady.
No, they both want to marry the same gal. We've got quite a problem.
There goes your problem. Now, where's the girl?
Well, here I be, Justice. They're standing right over here.
The last time I saw a face like that, it was peeking out of a gopher hole.
Well, let's get on with the marrying. Where's the lucky fella?
That's him on the floor. Well, come on, get on with it, Justice. We're ready. Join hands. 50 cents. Here you are, Justice. Now go ahead and kiss the bride. All right, but that'll be 6 bits more.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are listening to the Texaco Star Theater. And here is a personal message from 45,000 Texaco dealers.